Nice was the scene of the latest atrocity carried out in the name of Islam. 84 dead, 10 of them children, and more than 100 injured. Welcome to the so-called new normal. And yet, how can this be? How can it be that the maniac who carried out this massacre uttered Allahu Akbar before police dispatched him to the sweet hereafter? After all, we're told, repeatedly told, that Islam's slogan is the religion of peace, that this is a faith that harbors zero tolerance for violence, let alone mass murder. We're also told that Muhammad, peace be upon him, was a prophet who professed to love all men, women, and children, especially those children he'd eventually take as his brides. So surely the fault does not lie at the foot of Islam's messenger. And then there's Almighty Allah himself. We are told he is a loving God, a peaceful God. So Allah too must remain blameless. So how is it then that almost every time we hear about an act of terrorism, it's carried out by someone who is somehow affiliated with Islam? After all, according to the website religionofpeace.com, the number of deadly attacks carried out in the name of Islam since 9/11 alone now numbers precisely 28,835. Wow, 28,835 deadly attacks in less than 15 years. Oh, by the way, by the time you Google that number for confirmation, it will be higher. It's a running tally, alas. So again, I must ask, why is it that the vast majority of madmen carrying out the worst crimes imaginable tend to do so in the name of Islam as opposed to, say, Buddhism or Christianity or Judaism or Sikhism or Hinduism or heck, even B-list faiths such as Wiccan or Scientology? Surely it's not that there's a lack of educated people in so much of the Muslim world. Surely it's not that there are radicalized mosques headed up by imams who preach hatred. Surely it's not the glorification of concepts such as fatwa and jihad and sharia, and the idea that if one chooses martyrdom, he will be rewarded in the afterlife with 72, count them, 72 voluptuous black-eyed virgins. No, it can't be that. Besides, President Barack Obama, peace be upon him, says Islam has a proud tradition of tolerance. So then, to quote Sherlock Holmes, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. So I've eliminated the impossible regarding the Islam and terrorism connection, and the improbable that remains is this. The reason so many people carry out atrocities in the name of Islam is because Islam is currently cursed with a really, really bad run of bad luck. What else could it be? It has to be bad luck that this great religion of peace somehow attracts the worst maniacs to invoke its holy name as they carry out the most gruesome atrocities. Seriously, folks, it's the same deal with my beloved mighty Maple Leafs. The Leafs have failed to win the Cup for the last half-century. Can you imagine? Losers for 50 years hard running. But the Stanley Cup drought isn't because the players stink or because incompetent management makes one horrible trade after another. No, it's just a run of really, really bad luck. Damn it, we just don't get the bounces like we used to back in the swinging 60s. And bad luck is obviously why the Pontiac Aztek failed in the marketplace. Some cynics say its demise was due to the vehicle's exterior, a template that featured appalling plastic cladding and a mishmash of grotesque angles and a rear end that resembled that of a garbage truck. But no, says I reason the Aztek became an automotive punchline was due to bad luck. You know, I bet if Pontiac brought the Aztek back today, it would sell like hotcakes. If Pontiac still existed, that is. So suffice to say, when it comes to the blame game, let's not get all judgmental, folks. Even if you have the very best intentions in the world, it can be all for naught if, like the Toronto Maple Leafs or the Pontiac Aztek or the Islamic faith, you just happen to run into a really rough patch of really bad luck. And hey, you know the old saying, better to be lucky than good. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.